Carole Brookins was a pioneering woman in the world of finance, a former executive director of the World Bank. She was just over 5 feet tall, but she could fill a room with her intellect and her spunk, said longtime friend Lawrence Goodman. A Phi Beta Kappa grad of the University of Oklahoma, Brookins started in the bond market in Chicago in the 70s and rose to vice president at E.F. Hutton on Wall Street before forming her own firm. President George W. Bush appointed her to the World Bank in 2001. She had a passion for history and for France. To Kimberly Reed, head of the Export-Import Bank, Brookins was a mentor and surrogate mother. "I'm going to miss hearing that voice helping me, guiding me," she said. She would always stand up for what was right. Carole Brookins was 76. Dr. Changkiu Riew was a chemist who led research and development at B.F. Goodrich. Born in Seoul, he served in the South Korean Army during the Korean War. Captured by the North, he escaped, and in 1962 came to the U.S. to study at Wayne State University in Detroit. Later, his wife and 3 kids joined him. All became U.S. citizens. Dr. Riew joined B.F. Goodrich in Breckville, Ohio, and was awarded numerous patents. He literally wrote the book on toughened plastics. His wife Hyun-soo he met in 4th grade. They were married for 68 years. They were the ultimate love story, said granddaughter Caitlin Kim. They've gone through so much together. His faith and his family were everything. All of his grandkids went to college, some graduating with advanced degrees. Said Caitlin, "I hope he knows that he inspired a lot of that." Dr. Changkiu Riew was 91. Dr. James A. Mahoney was a pulmonologist in the intensive care unit at SUNY Downstate Medical Center in Brooklyn.
How you guys doing this morning?
Charlie, as he was called, started as a student at the hospital's teaching college in 1982 and stayed, becoming a professor himself. "He would bring the best out of you, and he would not give up on you," said Dr. Julian Kavanaugh, who was his intern, resident, and later his colleague. He created footsteps that other minority doctors can walk in and change things. Dr. Mahoney, who raised 3 kids, was contemplating retirement when the coronavirus broke out. Even after he got sick, he was still calling patients to monitor them. He died in the hospital where he had worked for nearly 40 years. Dr. James Mahoney was 62. Inez Gonzalez was a corrections officer at the Edgecombe facility in New York. Nicknamed Mama T, she was the rock of the family, said her niece Jessica Gorfine. "She always told me just to help people, help as many people as I can." Her wife Rosa was her queen. They were together for 30 years, married for 12, and raised 3 daughters. Her family was her entire life, said Ashley Gorfine. She would work 2 jobs just to make sure they had what they needed. Inez Gonzalez was 55. Torrin Howard played bass in the family gospel group The Spiritual Souls and worked as a mental health counselor at Boys and Girls Village in Milford, Connecticut, helping at-risk children. At 6'3", he was a gentle giant and just so giving, said his girlfriend, Taisha Teasley. They met a decade ago. "This is the type of man," she said, "that women only dream about." At Wilby High School, he'd been all-city tackle on the football team. He went to Southern Connecticut State and hoped to pursue a master's in psychology to work with urban youth. Then to have him tragically pass, said Taisha, "It's just crazy." Torrin Howard was 26.